recording this. So Teresa, you're talking tonight. I'm just not planning to do recognition since it's only the 2nd of the month, but if you guys are already on the board, kudos to you for kicking ass so soon, and hope you're having a good Sunday. So let me just see this real quick. Okay, so you guys, I'm just going to quickly actually run through the October save the dates that Amy did send to all of us in the group message. Just so you guys kind of have an idea of what's coming up, what you can talk to about in your posts, and even just like reaching out to new people, like trying, the Beachbody on demand. Sending out your free link is a really awesome way for people to kind of try before they buy, if you want to say that. So October 3rd, which is really cool, the Cour de Force comes out. So there's a sneak peek for that. So that's actually tomorrow. If any of you guys were at Summit, we did kind of see a sneak peek about it. It looks really awesome because people don't need any equipment in order to do it. And it's definitely like a full body workout. So definitely get on that, share it with people, even just people that you're newly talking with. Just a cool way to kind of break the ice, offer them something for free, rather than just like a free group. It's something that they can actually follow along with. Then on the 17th, registration opens for the Team Spirit Contest Month. I really don't know what that's about, so I'll have to be reading that online. And then I don't know if you guys are following the 20s at all. I think it's actually pretty cool just because I'm a personal trainer, so I've been watching it a little bit. But then we're going to vote for the next super trainer, which is definitely super awesome. And then the 20 to the 23rd is the leadership retreat in San Diego. And then we're coming up on last super Saturday. So let me make sure that I okay. Alrighty, so Teresa, if you just kind of want to kick off whatever you had planned to chat about, go ahead. I'll mute myself.
Okay, hi, I'm Teresa. Amy didn't really give me anything to talk about pretty much. I think she said my strength. Since I recently hit Diamond, I've been working 2 years for it, so it's kind of a big thing for me right now that I'm excited about. So I guess I'll kind of just talk about what changed for me, how I hit Diamond so quickly, not so quickly, but once I started being consistent again, so quickly, obviously. So there's 2 things I wanted to talk about. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Emily. I saw your message. Okay, so if you're taking notes, there's just 2 things to write down. I have change your mindset and find your strength. So a little background about me first before I get into it is, like I said, I started 2 years ago. I was pretty much always an on again, off again kind of coach with my consistency. I was really excited in the beginning, and then I got pregnant, so I kind of lost my motivation with everything. And then I picked back up again for a little bit, and you just see a pattern of inconsistency. And so that's obviously why it took me 2 years to get to Diamond. I knew what to do. I just wasn't doing it consistently. And so I had my daughter, Lucy. She's 13 months now. So I guess a year ago is when it kind of started for me. I started to get a little more consistent. I was a stay-at-home mom for a little bit, which was awesome. And I really loved it. I think that's kind of what made me kick myself in the butt to keep going, because I realized I really liked staying home. And I had a newborn, and I don't know if anyone else is a mom here or listening to this. If you have a baby, it's like sometimes it changes for you. You're like, wow, I don't want to go back to work. Right. I kind of want to stay here with my baby, And so, hello? Is someone trying to talk? Did you hear that, or was that just me? Okay. Maybe it's an echo. So where was I? Staying home. And am I unmuted now? Sorry, okay. He's like, what are you doing? Are you going back to work? And I'm like, no, I mean, I'm a Beachbody coach. I want to keep doing this. And he's like, okay, but what else are you doing? And I'm like, shoot, now I got to go back to work because it really wasn't doing anything for me after 2 years. I didn't build a consistent income because I just kept going on again and off again. And I really regret that because once I had my daughter, I had to go back to work, which is what I planned on doing with this. That's why I started a year ago. I made it a goal for myself so when I have kids, I don't have to go back to work. So if that's a goal for you, just do it. Don't be lazy. So I guess a few months later, I got a job, and I was not happy with it, and I was still kind of inconsistent. I learned the hard way, as you can see, and so it really took getting to a really low point where I was just like, this sucks. I hate this. I just really want to make a consistent income and stay home with my daughter and not have to listen to a boss. And so that's kind of what changed it for me. I guess it was just kind of hating where I was with my job and just my living situation of not being able to stay home with my daughter. So I guess you would say I learned the hard way. And so that's what motivated me, is because I just wanted to get out of that situation so badly. Your mindset. I kind of had this no excuses attitude because I already experienced what it was like with all of my excuses, like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. I'd rather just take care of her. Oh, my house is so dirty. I just need to clean my house. And so I just kind of kept pushing off coaching. It was like, it'll eventually build up. And no, I was wrong. I actually had to put the work in. So having a no excuses attitude also meant that I had to stop being fearful of things. I was really afraid of rejection. I didn't like hearing no a lot. And in this business, as you know, you hear no every day. And so that was a really hard thing for me too, because I'm an introvert, and I know a lot of us are. And but what's cool is that this is an online business. You get to talk to people online. And yeah, people talk in person too, obviously these Zoom meetings, but the majority of the time you're behind a screen and you're just talking. You could be yourself. And I guess I kind of just let that fear of judgment get in my way, like how I used to be in high school. I used to be one of the shy people who just didn't really talk a lot and talk to a lot of people because I was afraid of what people would think of me. And I'm an adult now. I was like, why do I keep doing that? Who's going to judge me? This is my life. I want to live my life. I want to do what I want. And if that's going to bring me success, then why am I letting other people hold me back? So punch fear in the face. That's also, I think, title of a book I was reading called No Excuses. Stop being average. Punch fear in the face. So stop being afraid. I kind of realized this when people were messaging me, asking about a challenge group, people who I would think to invite them, people who I was afraid to invite, that I skipped them on my invite list because I thought they're never going to want to do this. They're probably going to make fun of me. They're probably going to laugh at me. And they came to me, or I saw them post that they got the 21-day fix or that they're a coach. And, people, I mean, you've probably seen that too if you've been in this business for a while. And it's just like, like you were so close and you could have done it, but you didn't because you let fear get in the way. And it's really an awful feeling when you see that. When I'm scrolling on my newsfeed after being inconsistent for a while, and I see people like, oh, I'm so excited I'm doing the 21-day fix, or, oh, here's my Shakeology. I just became a coach and I'm so excited to do this with me. And I'm like, I could have had those people join my team with me, but I was too afraid, or I was inconsistent for too long that I didn't get to them soon enough, So those are two things: being consistent and stop being afraid of what people will think. And the other part of changing your mindset is just knowing that what you're doing consistently will bring you success. I know Amy and Pat talk about this all the time. you kind of just got to believe it for yourself that what you're doing with the little things every day, it will bring you there. Like Pat says with the escalator, keep moving on the escalator is going down, and then you're trying to move up. And if you stop, you're just going to go right back to the bottom. You have to start all over again. And you're going to have to get people to trust you again after they saw that you were inconsistent. And that it's it's hard. It's hard to regain their trust back after they see that you stopped for a while, because people want a leader that's going to be consistent with them, someone who they know is going to be there for them all the time. So let's see. Yeah, so I kind of just stopped thinking to myself, like, I would be inconsistent for so long and then consistent for a few months. And I'm like, okay, well, that obviously isn't working. And I see that Amy's doing it. I see Emily's doing it. I see Sarah's doing it. People on my team. And I'm like, well, why can't I have that? It's kind of like that question that everyone asks themselves, why not me? I hear that a lot. And I was like, well, why not me? I want success just as much as they do. I know that I can do it. And so that's another thing that just kind of clicked for me. Just do the little things every day and just be consistent with it. And then it will bring you success. It's inevitable if you're consistent with it every day. And so I've been doing that for, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so. And I think that's the longest amount of time I was consistent with this business, which is that out of the 2 years I've been doing it. And I've just seen so much more changes in my business. I've been hitting Success Club 10 plus and getting at least maybe 3 coaches a month, which is good for me. Now, there's people out there who have way higher numbers than that, and that's great. But that's great for me, those numbers. And so it's beating my personal record because of my consistency. So the second point I wanted to hit was find your strength. Ask yourself who you're speaking to. For the longest time, I think maybe over a year, I would follow top coaches. I would follow Amy and top people on our team, and I would kind of just copy them, but not in a good way, like imitating a leader. It would be like literally just copying their posts, and it just didn't sound like me. And so I was wondering why I couldn't really connect with people. And I just kind of felt uncomfortable posting the stuff that they did because it just didn't sound like me. It wasn't me. I wasn't being myself, so I wasn't connecting and attracting people like me. So it was really hard for me to find my niche. So I'm a mom. Yeah, that's my niche. But it was kind of hard to figure out what else I can talk about, what else I can relate to people about, like interests. I know people, Amy, she's in a dog mom group. I don't have a dog. Other people are really into sports, and I'm not that into sports, something that I can connect with people with. And so, it makes me feel like I'm a boring person and I don't have any interests. But so I had to kind of think about who I was before Beachbody then. If I can't relate to anyone with anything currently, then I need to figure out how I was before, what attracted me to Beachbody, so that I can figure out what will attract them. And so I thought, when I was in high school, I was really, I had a really bad self-esteem. I was always searching for ways to be more confident, ways to be healthy and fit, but I did those in a very dangerous way. I was like borderline eating disorder, and I was just always trying to figure out ways to feel better about myself, feel comfortable in my clothes, and feel more confident. And so that's what I've been posting a lot about lately, and I've gained a lot of engagement on that. And I've noticed that the people I've been talking to lately, that's what our conversations are about. People who have been wanting to do challenge groups with me, they've been going through an eating disorder or not feeling comfortable in their clothes. And that's what brought me in to Beachbody. The 21-day fix is actually what did it for me. So I think that's really awesome that I can share that with other people, because I used to have a terrible relationship with food, and I was always looking for that one thing that worked. like a quick fix, until I realized that there's no quick fix. And I did the 21-day fixed eating plan, and nothing has worked as good as the portion control has for me. So it's just awesome that I can share that with other people who are searching for that one thing, a quick fix, but not a quick fix. They think they're looking for a quick fix. And so that I can show them that what there is out there that they can do and be successful with. So I like to talk about the eating plan a lot because that's what did it for me. That was my strength. The other thing, stop comparing yourself to other coaches. I kind of talked about that a little bit. When I would look at top coaches, and I would also get discouraged by them because I would see what they're posting and their success, and then look at myself, and I don't see the same engagement. I don't see the same success. And so I kind of just started unfollowing them, because for a moment I kind of had to like collect myself and figure out who I was, what kind of coach I was going to be, and how I can promote myself so that I can attract people like me and build my business with people who are like me, not just anyone, by copying other people's posts and other people's strategies on how to recruit. So the last thing, what is my strength in this business? I think there's like two things that people really focus on is recruiting coaches, leading with the coaching opportunity, or leading with the challenge group. And those are two really important things about the business, obviously. You recruit coaches because you want to build your business, obviously, and then you recruit to a challenge group because that's where it all starts. That's where it started for me. I started in a challenge group, and it just changed my life, and that's why I became a coach. But it didn't happen that way for everyone. Some people started as a coach, and they just want to lead with the business opportunity. And that's what did it for them. That's what changed their life. They're making a great income right now, and that's what they can talk about. That's their solid talking point, and that's how they recruit people. And for me, I do have a solid, consistent income coming, but it's not enough to always be recruiting that way. And I'm not discouraging you to not talk about the coaching opportunity if you're not making a lot of money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, for me, my strength was a challenge group. So I lead with a challenge group all the time. I post maybe 2 or 3 times a week about a challenge group because that's what did it for me. That's how I saw my success. And that's how I'm trying to attract people to my team, is with a challenge group. And so lately, I've been signing people up in a challenge group as a discount coach. And now they're not business builders. I'd rather have them be business builders, obviously, but it's a start. So that by the time the second month rolls around, I can just tell them, your Shakeology is discounted next month. If you want to continue, blah, blah, you know, I don't say, do you want to continue? I say, if you want to continue, you can modify or whatever, change your flavor, just so you know. And I let them know that. Instead of asking, they just signed up as a challenger without the discount as a coach, I wouldn't get a lot of response back, or they'd say, yeah, okay, I'll sign up for the discount, and I never hear from them. So it's just a way I've been strategizing, signing them up as a discount coach, and so that I can place them under me to hold my rank. That's how I got to Diamond, by strategizing that way. And so that once they continue drinking Shakeology, they're already signed up for it. They keep drinking it, they fall in love with it, and they either just drink it for the discount or they want to become a coach because they've been drinking it and doing more challenges with me. And so, like I said, find your strength with coaching or with the challenge group. That's my strength right now that I've been doing and I've seen success with. And yeah, maybe not everyone's going to see success with that. I know Sarah Walensky is really good at recruiting business builders, and Emily. And I mean, I think, give yourself credit. So I think, well, for myself, I lost 80 pounds with the 21-day fix. And so that's a really big talking point for me. And so I really focus on the challenge group. You don't have to lose 80 pounds to have, to get Success Club 10 and above. You, like I said, I don't always promote you can lose 80 pounds. I promote self-confidence. I feel amazing in my clothes. I have so much more energy. It just feels good to work out every day because it gives me energy and I just feel good about myself. So that's what I promote more, because I know everyone's not going to have 20 or more pounds to lose. And so I'm going to be losing out on those people who just want to feel good, you know? So that was my strength. Yeah, so right now I'm just focusing on a challenge group, and that might also be your talking point too, your strong point. But for a while I was trying to focus on coaching and trying to recruit coaches, and I couldn't really figure out a way to do it because it didn't have a huge impact on me. So I couldn't really talk much about it. I was kind of just saying, yeah, this coaching thing is cool. It's really fun. And I wasn't really getting a lot of engagement or a lot of good talking points because it wasn't my strong point. So find your strong point, find your strength in this business and go with it. I think the biggest reason why I was inconsistent is because I was trying to do all these other things that coaches were doing and I wasn't good at it. So I thought I wasn't good at this business, and that was wrong. It's not that I wasn't good at the business. I just wasn't focusing on my strengths in this business. So don't let that happen to you. Find your strength and run with it. And that's it.
Amy, do you mind if I talk? Okay, cool. So, Theresia, I freaking loved everything that you said. So I do have I actually have like 3 questions for you, but I just kind of want to like go over a few points that totally stuck out to me that you said. So the one thing you said is that, and this is something that we do hear a lot of the time, is that it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. But I think that a lot of people misunderstand that, and it's not just a matter of being here and paying your coach business fee every single month for 2 years. It is being here, being proof of the product, putting in the consistent work, and then it will happen for you.
Yes.
I think that sometimes people just kind of get confused with those. And just like how Amy says to all of us all the time, just being on Facebook doesn't mean that you're working your business. Mm-hmm. You have to be doing, like, following a to-do list. There are tracker apps. There are literally so many tools for us to take advantage of. It's just a matter of, are you going to take advantage of them or not? I loved how you said, because this has happened to me and I know it's happened to everybody else, is don't prejudge somebody. Because then you end up seeing them and they're a freaking coach. And it's just like, but I thought that one time you said this, or I didn't. And then it's just like, why? Because what's the worst that's going to happen? Like you said, we're working behind a computer. They're going to say, not right now.
Yeah.
But had you reached out to them first and then it was the time for them, maybe they would have reached out to you. And it's just one of those things where you brush off your shoulders. You just say, you know what, I missed that person, and hope that the next time you stumble on somebody from your warm market or somebody that you've been meaning to invite, but for some reason you're intimidated by them, you'll keep that one person in the back of your mind and just say, go for it. Take a risk, take a chance. We tell this to people, coach prospects all the time. Just, what do you have to lose? We need to be practicing what we preach. I've been watching a lot or listening to a lot of Chelsea Pearson videos lately because I'm obsessed.
Me too.
Yes, I love her. And she had, I was watching like a Coach Basics video that she was running, and it was talking about how you need to go from envying coaches to admiring what they're doing and taking the success away, like separating the success from the person. Because when we so often just look at them as one thing together, why it feels like we can't achieve that is because, well, no shit, we're not them. We're never going to be that person. But they're a human being at the end of the day that was born, had to learn how to walk and talk. So did we. There's nothing different other than either A, they've been in it longer than we have, B, they've been more consistent, or C, their back was up against the wall a little bit more than some of us was, that they just felt that natural drive and push to I have to make this work. So I loved those points. So My two questions, or my three questions, I guess, were, so every time that you got consistent, and then you had your daughter, and so you slowed down a little bit, and then you really liked being at home, so you picked it up a little bit more. Did you have to what was your downline like? Like, were you completely having to restart over every single time, or were people consistently reordering Shakeology through you?
No, I mean, I had, my rock star coach, Kristen
Okay.
Cohn. So I've always had her on my weak leg, which is awesome. Thank you, Kristen. So she was kind of like my motivation too, because I was like, well, I see her doing it. Why am I not being that coach for her? Why am I not doing it too? So yeah, I kind of like my coaches would fall off when I fell off. So yeah, I think I pretty much had like, maybe I was always Emerald, so I had the two, me and my husband and Kristen, and I think I just had like 2 discount coaches throughout the whole time.
Okay.
So probably a total of 4 coaches,
So
like always.
so you never lost Emerald rank, or maybe like once or something, but not ever.
No, yeah, I never lost it.
Okay, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Though. So that's definitely like a little bit of a motivational factor that you continue to team cycle. Again, just
yeah, I did.
yeah. Just
I saw the money coming in, and I was like, I can make this bigger. I'm making like 30, 50, 80, like on good weeks that I wasn't doing anything. I can make this bigger. Why am I not doing this?
I think that's a good point to point out, that Teresa, like the entire time you had found Kristen April, if you guys, because her name's Kristen April on Facebook, but you had found Kristen and she was always like pretty much in it, maybe not like all the time, but that also gave you the motivation, like that once you find people who find that one good person, at least one person on their weak leg, you're never going to quit, even if you're doubting yourself and there's some up and downs, because you were bringing in some money. And of course you already love Shakeology and the workout programs and stuff. But I think that's just a good point to point out that like, it sometimes it takes different times for some people to find that person that's going to help them build their business and that are excited about it too. But once you find that person, you're never going to leave. So I think that first, you got to stick around for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I kind of held on for her. I think that's why I stayed, because I saw that she was helping me be successful and that she was being successful herself. So yeah, finding gold ships.
And I definitely think that it's important, when you hit that first Emerald rank, it's like, okay, I'm not crazy. Somebody actually does want to do this with me.
Yeah.
And it's like that drive that really wants you to be like, well, if I can find 2 people, why can't I find 4 people? There's 8 billion people going on in the rest of the world, but however many people in the United States and Canada. Okay, so other question was, okay, so you found your strength in the whole challenge group thing. So like you said, not everybody goes that route. For me, I wasn't in a challenge group. I was like, whatever, I need a career. Let's just do this. So how did that make you feel? Like after 2 years, like really figuring out that, no, you're not another top coach, but you could be a top coach, just not those people. Like how did you feel when you finally just like got into your groove? Like you saw that interaction growing on your feed?
I felt very regretful, but hopeful, because I said, if I could have done what I was doing right now for these past 6 months, since day one, I could probably be where Amy's at right now. She's more than 2 years in, but I could be at that same momentum. I could be home making a full-time income right now, and I'm just like imagining that. And that just keeps pushing me, because now I'm 6 months in, and now I just got to do another 1.5 years, 2 years, 3 years, and I just got to keep going. So it's really giving me hope, because I see what I'm capable of, which I never thought I was capable of it. So now that I see it, it's just making me really hopeful and making me really excited for the future.
I'm excited for you. I can definitely see a change in your posts lately. And that's awesome. I think that you can definitely tell when people kind of start to find not even just like their tribe, but their own groove, just kind of what feels natural for them to post about, that you're not sitting down for 20 minutes trying to think of the perfect word or sentence to come up with. It should just naturally flow from you. And I think that it's not always a bad thing to follow top coaches, but you definitely don't want to get stuck on like stalking them, because before you know it, the more it's just like the people that you hang around with, you start to talk like them. The people you hang around with, you start to dress like them. And it's happens so subconsciously. And I think that it happens when we start to follow their coaches. You start to use words that they use. And it's like, I wouldn't use that. I remember perfectly, I had started following this girl. She's like really big on Instagram. I don't really know her on Facebook. Her name's Coach Crystal. If any of you follow her, she has a really pretty Instagram, but she is very like peaceful in her writing. And so I really liked, I mean, she has like 48,000 followers on Instagram. So I was like, really like what she's posting. And then I realized that I was holding back on things that I would have naturally said. Like, I swear a lot and I'm not proud of it, but this is how I naturally talk. And so when I get on a call with somebody, it's going to slip. So that's why I try to weave those into my posts. So I love that you're finding just what works for you and that you're openly talking about that, because personally, girl, I know the struggle. So I mad props to you for coming out and like talking about it.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. All right, that's all I had. If anybody else had any questions, you guys can unmute yourselves, I think, too. Be brave, ask away. I know you're all thinking something.
Okay, I have a question. So how do you recruit people without feeling like you're being too pushy? Like, I talk about Shakeology and the workouts every chance I get. Like, and I probably repeat myself a million times about it because I love it. But I don't want to feel like I touch base with my friends that I almost have to try this, but I don't want to feel like I'm trying to push them, because I'm not a pushy person. Like, I'm the type of person that I myself don't like to be pushed. Like, if I say no, I mean no. If I don't want to join right now, I don't want to join right now. So how do you go about it in a way where you, I guess, let go of the fact that you are feeling like you're pushing the person without pushing the person into it?
Do you mean like in your posts, did you say, or in your conversations?
Like in general conversation. Like, I have friends of mine who have come to me and asked me from my posts, whether it's on Facebook or, stuff like that, okay, what is it that you're using? I so want to try this, and so I'll touch base with them and explain everything that I'm doing and, explain to them the different workouts. But I said the key here is the Shakeology. But in touching back with them, like, I don't want to push them into it if it's not something that they want to do, but I still try to touch base with them and say, how are you doing? Are you still thinking of joining? When were you thinking of joining? Like, how do you let go of the fact that you're not trying to push the person in while trying to push the person in?
No, I know what you're saying. Like, it took my best friend a while. I mean, she saw what I was doing, but she just recently joined as a coach because she saw my consistency and everything. But like, I pretty much do like what you're saying. But I mean, everything that Amy teaches us is what I've been doing. Connecting with them on a personal level, asking questions a lot. Like, I used to word vomit a lot, Beachbody, and just like send in like a whole paragraph of stuff because I was so excited, like you said. Yeah. And then I get no response because I scared them away. And I probably sounded really salesy. So what I like to do is like when you're doing, I know you said you talk to your friends, so I don't know if you would really send them the invite script. If they're your close friends, you kind of just have like your conversation with them. But like in person. But I really focus on the 3 questions that are in the invite script with like how your relationship with your food, what are your goals, be specific. And I try to really dig into that and then keep talking about that before I keep giving them more information, because then they really open up to me. And then I can obviously relate to them on a personal level as well, because I've probably experienced the same thing they did. And then so I go into not a whole lot, but about how I felt when I did it, like that feel, felt, found thing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I know how you feel. I felt
the same way.
And this is what I found that, that works for me. And so, yeah, I pretty much just talk as much as personal as I can with them, because that's what this is. I realized, like I said, I would word vomit a lot, and I realized that wasn't working for me. So I just really need to make friends with them, I guess is what I want to say.
Yeah.
Every conversation with someone, you're trying to be their friend. So with your friend, you're not going to be like, oh, do this with me. It's so great. And it costs this much. And then you can get your money back if you don't like it. No, you were going to be like, I did this. And this is how you do it. You have these portion containers. And it just made my life so much easier. And I've lost this weight and I just feel really great. And I just wanted to let you know that this is something that you can do too, if that's what you're looking for, to lose that baby weight like I did. And you just really want to keep going back to their goals. Like if you ask them your goals, like Amy says, like in a follow-up message, like, hey, were you still, I know you told me about you wanted to lose that 20 pounds. Were you still serious about that? If so, like I have this challenge group coming up on the 17th, and I just wanted to see if you were still interested in joining us, you know?
Okay,
So
yeah.
You're just really trying to keep talking about them and not about you or, I mean, obviously you're talking about the challenge, but focus on their emotion that's tied to it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because that's what they want. They don't want beach body. They want to feel good. They don't care what a challenge pack is. They want to feel good. They want to be confident. I mean, if that's what their goals are. So it's really all about them. Try to focus on them as much as you can and just try to make a friendship with them. And a lot of times it's not going to be the right time. You're going to have to just keeping in touch with them. Like I said with my friend, I just keep showing her instead of telling her. She would just watch me. You know, some people just need to watch.
Right.
Instead of, you know, keep being told all the time. So never feel like you're pushing if you're asking questions about them and just always focusing on their goals. And then eventually, when it's the right time, then they'll decide to join.
Okay. Thank you. That's really helpful. I know the one thing that's been hard is they really get freaked out about the price. I'm like, where else are you going to go to get something like this with everything that this has in it? When you break it down and it's $4 a day, I'm like, you can't go anywheres.
That's why it's really
get this.
It's really important. I tried to do it in my posts to not talk about like the price of a challenge, but I talk about what I get out of it and how I compare it to the gym and how I compare it to how I was before. And now I'm getting all these things: accountability, support. I don't have to drive to the gym. I can do it when my baby's napping. I don't have to pay for childcare. I don't have to wander around the gym. You know, I just keep talking about all the things that it gives me, the value that it gives me, without actually saying the price. So then the value, it'll just pay for itself by them, you know, wanting all of those things. That makes sense?
That makes sense.
I can
Okay, thank you.
one thing to that. So, being a personal trainer, I can tell you that it's really expensive to afford somebody like us. Like I know that the studio I was training at, I was honestly charging, and I had to charge it because this is the owner of the studio made me charge $60 for a 30-minute workout session. They only got a workout. Yep. So if they were 10 minutes late, still $60. They didn't get an eating plan. They didn't get any help. There was no group of people supporting them. So I know that all of us are like so afraid of the word selling and none of us want to sell. But like, guys, I think that we need to like get away from the idea that selling is so awful, because if you walk into a gym, they're selling you. If you are driving in your car, you're being sold to by billboards every 4 feet. It's not bad to sell people something because we're consumers. People want to buy something. They're going to go out and buy it anyway. The difference is that we are offering something that you cannot buy in a gym. Like you can't go in and buy a support group. You can go into a gym and buy a membership, but they're not going to call you if you, and this is like what I say to people, is that they're not going to call you if you don't show up for 2 days. They're going to call you 3 months from now when your credit card expires and they need the new number so that they can keep charging you regardless of whether you've shown up or not. They don't
I
care.
love that.
Yeah, they don't care about your eating habits. And I'm telling you, firsthand, I worked in the gym. We didn't care. We didn't call. That's just how it worked. So when you are speaking from your heart to them and just like, and you just get a vibe for people. I never really say like lead with a challenge group or lead with the coaching opportunity. Just listen to what they're saying. And if they sound like they need both, you lead with both and say, you know what, honestly, I've just like really enjoyed talking to you. And kind of what I'm hearing is that I think that this health and fitness program would be great just to kind of like kickstart a healthy lifestyle for you. But I really think that the added accountability of the title coach would just really like put your ass into gear. And, you know, you just have to like lead with that, just not worrying about what are they going to think or what they're going to say. Because chances are, if you're thinking about inviting them, they're wondering why you haven't invited them yet. So you just have to lead out with that. And the worst that they're going to say is no. And what's going to happen from there is that every time you post something, they're going to be wondering, is somebody else joining her? I see other people are liking that status. I wonder if people are joining that group. Or I wonder if she's growing her team.
Right.
So you just have to like listen for their need, because there's always a need. And they're going to go find it at Walmart, GNC, Gold's Gym, or LA Fitness. Do it for a month or two maybe, and then come right back to you. So just nip it in the bud at the beginning and offer them what they need, because they're getting the whole package through you. A friend, a workout, and a meal plan.
Gotcha.
A friend. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, does anybody else have any more questions?
A lot of good nuggets. Thank you for sharing, Teresa.
Yeah, thanks.
So we're all like in sweatpants and stuff. Here's to Sunday nights. Alrighty. Okay, guys. Well, I recorded this, so I will post this or upload this to the Team Tenacious call recording files thing. Alrighty. Okay, bye.
Bye.